Welcome back to Behind the Bower. I'm your host, Susan Martin, Executive Director of Bower Center for the Arts. And I'm excited to be back behind the mic. Last visit or last show, our program coordinator, Lauren Hood, was your host. So we're kind of changing it up a little bit so that we let you hear from different folks from behind the Bower. On our podcast, we're offering inspiring conversations, a fresh look at arts in our community, providing spotlights on performers, artists, collaborative partners, and area organizations, as we want to celebrate the universal expression of human experience through arts, culture, and our community. And today, our guest is the Reverend Wilson Brown from St. John's Episcopal Church. Welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad. Please introduce yourself a little bit and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, as you say, I'm Wilson Brown. I'm the priest at St. John's. I've been there going on 16 years now, which is the longest I've lived any place. It's been a lot of fun becoming really a part of the community and sharing with this wonderful group of people. I live off Westview, just right behind Old Yeller down there. And we've got 3 children, all of whom are grown now. And that's the quick bio.
Wow. So you can walk to work, actually.
I can. I probably should. If you had to look at me, you would probably say I definitely should.
Oh, no. Well, let's talk a little bit about the history and or kind of a relationship between the Episcopal Church and Bower Center for the Arts. For those listening that are not familiar with our building, the Bower Center for the Arts is located in what was, and here comes the train. We'll let it go by real quickly. One of the wonderful sounds that we get to hear here in Bedford.
And actually, the legend is that's why St. John's is no longer at 305, but up at 314.
Well, I can say that we do get the train going by. They don't blow the whistle anymore because it's not an overpass or a road right there that it's crossing over, thank goodness. But because the fire department and emergency squad is located right next door, we do get a lot of sirens during the day, and we might be hosting a performance or a concert and have to take a little pause for the ambulance to go out. But back to the history and or relationship between Bower Center for the Arts and the church. For those of you that are not familiar with the Bower Center space, a lot of folks will come in and say, oh, this looks like it used to be a church. Well, they are very correct in that we are located in what was, correct me if I'm wrong, originally the home of St. John's Episcopal Church. Was that their first home in Bedford?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It was consecrated as a church in 1947, purpose-built to be St. John's Episcopal Church. It looks a little different now. It used to have 4 steeples on the spire to represent the 4 Gospels. I've got an old picture here that one we have. There are several of them around. They're not hard to find.
Right.
But at 1847, it was consecrated as St. John's Episcopal Church, and I say it's the legend that there was a movement to move the church in the 1920s. The legend is that it was just too loud down there by the railroad tracks, but given that we've only moved a couple of yards up the street, I'm skeptical.
Right.
But that's the story, and we're sticking to it.
There you go. I like that.
In 1923, our current cornerstone was laid, and in 1924, our first services were held in the current church, which really is just a few hundred feet up the road.
Right.
There's a very different look in the new church. The new church built 1924.
Right.
There's a very different look. It's got more of an old English cathedral look, and it's got a stunning Tiffany glass window in the chancel.
Mm-hmm.
In 1924, we sold the church to Bedford Christian Church.
Right.
Which I understand had it till about 2000, 2001 when it was purchased to become the Bauer Center.
Right. Yeah, we purchased it in about 2005, opened the
Okay.
Bauer Center in 2006.
Okay.
So somewhere in the early 2000s that took place. I'm not sure exactly when the Christian church officially moved out, but it was in that time period.
Right. They built their church south of town.
Yes,
So
yes.
nice
Yeah.
place.
So there's a lot that has taken place over the years. Obviously, we've kept a lot of the history of the original church, which is one of my favorite pieces. It's artwork in itself. Some of the ceilings and the original ceiling tiles and the hardwood floors. A lot of that is original to the building, which is amazing. And we really love to showcase those pieces as well. We also have images of the church throughout the years, when it was first built, the spires were still on the steeple, and how it's changed over the years. And a lot of the times when we give tours or individuals come in to even visit our exhibits or take our art classes, they're extremely interested in the history of the building itself and how it's changed over the years. So we're very, very proud to be in that space and have some history in there as well. Tell us a little bit. I know you were just mentioning that the church has a very long and vibrant history in the community. So give us a little information or a little background about the church and maybe where it is today.
St. John's is the Episcopal church in town. It's particularly has a long history of helping to start things. So the being involved in the creation of Bedford Christian Ministry and the Bedford Free Clinic. The Littletown Players originally started at St. John's.
Oh, wow.
The stage no longer exists, but the original plays were in our parish hall, as I understand it. So that spun off from the interest of some of our people in creating theater, and of course became a community entity rather than a ministry of St. John's.
Right.
And we're fine with that. We're not. We're very excited to help start stuff, help support stuff in the community, things going on in the community. We're currently, in that same vein, we're currently trying to interest the community, and the community is responding to opening a warming shelter so we can keep folks warm and from freezing in cold weather.
Right.
And that's coming along rather well.
That's nice. That's wonderful. These programs that you all have started have become wonderful pieces of our community. Are there other programming that you're currently involved in, or that your individuals that are a part of the church that are currently offering or participating in?
Well, we still participate in the shepherd's table feeding on first Fridays, and that has been particularly important through the pandemic, and they've just started serving food in the building again several months ago. So we do that. One of the things we're doing is a drive-through dinner every second Thursday. And I'm going to get up, back up and get a running start in that. Because
okay, please do.
One of the things I want to invite folks to is to come out tonight from 5:30 to 7:30 to our Mardi Gras celebration. It's try not to make it too long a story, but going way back, we've had pancake suppers on Shrove Tuesday. Shrove Tuesday being the current word for to shrive, to cast off all the fat and in preparation for Lent. In other words, to get ready for the Lenten fast, you feast. That's not new. That's not new or unique to Episcopalians, but we did that for years and became more and more aware of wanting to invite the community in. So the Shrove Tuesday Pancake Supper became something that we invited folks to come to. And
right.
Got a great response out of that and overwhelmed our parish hall fairly quickly. And somebody came up with the idea of, hey, let's do a Mardi Gras meal. So we tried that, and they had overwhelmed the parish hall even more. So we came up several years ago with the idea of asking if the Bauer Center would allow us to host it there.
Right.
And you all did.
Mm-hmm.
We have a ball.
Yes.
We've got a couple of people in particular who plan the thing, go a little over the top in both decorating the hall and themselves. It's really worth coming to see some of the costumes. So we were enjoying the Mardi Gras dinners and enjoying hosting the community. I should then the pandemic came,
Mm-hmm.
and we couldn't host it there. And somebody believed it was a real shame. Said, "How about if we do a drive-through meal?"
Mm-hmm.
And we did that, a drive-through Mardi Gras, which was kind of a kick, really. Got to meet a lot of folks as they drove through and celebrate and feast, even though we couldn't get together. And a couple of our people liked the idea so well that they said, we ought to do a drive-through meal every month.
Mm-hmm.
And so the drive-through meal has built from that. And every month we have people drive through. You've honored us with your presence.
I definitely have.
But we have people drive through, and we hand them meals in the windows, and we just enjoy meeting the community, the whole range. And so the current drive-through meals that allow us to meet so many people in the community are a straight offshoot of the Mardi Gras dinners, and just very excited about that.
Good. Well, and you were just saying, I have definitely participated in the drive-through meals. It's a nice surprise because I do know it remind me which Thursday that's offered.
I believe it's the second.
I think it is too. So the second Thursday of every month, but it's a nice surprise for me because I'll pull out of Bauer Center and come around, and you all have signage and people out trying to attract people to pull in. And I'm like, oh yes, I don't have to go home and cook dinner tonight. So it's always a nice surprise to come around and be able to take part in that. And for folks in the community, the drive-through meals are complimentary or free, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
In fact, we had a lot of fun last Thursday. Y'all were hosting the elementary school,
The art reception. Yes.
And we had some very confused parents pulling into our parking lot, really to park. And we were a little confused until we figured out what was going on. So yeah, come on and park, come on and park. And when you come back, we'll give you a meal. How much does it cost? Well, it's free. We're started an experiment a long time ago at the Christmas parade, Bedford Christmas parade. We decided that rather than charging for hot chocolate, trying to do a fundraiser, that what we really wanted to do was host the community. Really, honest to goodness, we just wanted to host the community. So we were going to give it away, and that's what we did. We gave away the hot chocolate and cookies, and I think the first person who came up was stunned when we said there's no charge.
Right.
And so he said, "Well, will you accept a donation?" And one of our guys who originated the whole idea said, "Well, we're a church. Sure, we'll accept it."
We're not going to turn that away.
No, absolutely not. So we accept donations, and I think we still confuse people, and I enjoy the confusion, but I do want to be clear. We are actually giving it away.
Right.
Period. There's no strings attached.
Yes.
And then folks generously give donations, and I've seen folks who honestly didn't have anything go rummaging around for change in their car. And you want to say, no, it's free. You really don't have to. And then realize that people need to make their offering.
Right.
And to disrespect somebody's change, it would be absolutely contrary to what we're doing and what we're trying to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this, and the same will be true with the Mardi Gras dinner tonight. We are really giving it away. I suppose if it became a great cost center for us, we would have to stop just because we would be run out. But the truth is, the generosity of folks have made it possible for us to continue. We have a ball.
Yes. Yeah. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I reminded my husband this morning that if he wanted dinner, he had to come to the Bauer Center for the Mardi Gras event.
One of the other confusions that we've had, especially around the drive-through dinner, is folks will say, well, that's for the folks that are coming should be needy, right? And so, no, not really. We're giving it to every person who comes through. And yes, we serve some folks who are in a hard place,
Right,
and
right.
delighted to do so. We do the
Yes,
same thing.
absolutely.
Same thing with the Mardi Gras. If you come, we're going to feed you.
Right.
So
Well, with the cost of everything going up, I think everybody can have a need at some point in time, or even just in general. And it's just nice, as I mentioned, for me, every once in a while to realize that, oh, I've had a long, hard day, and it's wonderful to be able to pick up that meal to take home for myself and my husband every once in a while, just so that we don't have to think about that, or I don't have to make that nightly stop at the grocery store to come up with something for dinner. It just makes you feel good.
well, that's what we hear from a lot of folks, is that it's just nice to come by, and we have a good time getting to know so many people in the community, of being able to welcome and greet and hear a little bit more of their stories not every time we do it, but a fair percentage. I'll find myself over beside a car someplace that is pulled off to the side, wanting
Hmm.
to have a serious conversation about a pastoral conversation about what's going on in life, and where God might be in all of that.
Right.
That's worth the price of admission for me, all by
I'm
itself.
sure it is. And I'm sure that is a wonderful opportunity for individuals that are driving through that just need someone to talk to at that point in time in their life.
Yeah, I live in a kind of exalted position. I don't really have to do anything. Not that don't help, but I kind of sit on the table, say hi, how you doing, how's your day going,
Right.
and have fun conversations that way.
Yes, yes.
So,
Before we wrap things up in a few moments, tell us a little bit more about your services and when those are held, and if individuals would like to come to a church service.
oh, sure. We worship at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. It's usually a Holy Communion service, and everybody's invited. Uh, it's it's something different. Um, I'm trying to be a little cute, so bear with me. But I tell folks that what we do at St. John's is a 20th century rendition. Yes, I know what century it is, but we like it a little retro. It's a 20th century rendition of a medieval interpretation of the first and second century liturgy. And actually, with just a few words explains that. It's 20th century kind of retro. It's this great big cathedral looking thing with well, it's not that big, but it's got that cathedral feel, moving towards an altar that represents God's throne. The worship is directed sort of that way, but it's really a medieval interpretation of word and sacrament. So
Hmm.
you'll hear some scripture, you'll hear a homily. We pray together. We all go to the altar together, and baptized Christians of any denomination are invited and encouraged to take the Holy Eucharist with us. So that's actually a phrase I use every Sunday.
Hmm.
So
And correct me if I'm wrong, those individuals that may not be able to attend in person, you all live stream the service, correct?
that's correct.
Okay.
If you want to check us out in advance, you can always check us out at our Facebook page.
Okay. All right. And as a reminder, we want to bring it back for all of our listeners today. The Mardi Gras celebration is this evening. Today is Tuesday, February the 13th, and it is from 5:30 to 7:30 at Bauer Center for the Arts. So come out. And what can guests expect? You talked about the decor. What about the food? What can they expect?
Red beans and rice,
Awesome.
and beer and wine. We are selling beer and wine, but
Okay.
red beans and rice. It's a traditional. Oh, and king's
King
cake.
cake. Yes.
So it's a traditional Mardi Gras, uh, New Orleans style meal.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we hope that everybody will come out and visit and participate in this dinner with the Mardi Gras celebration. Then while you're there, this is great timing. Today is actually the opening of our 10th annual Curry Bauer art exhibition. Opens today. So we have more than 50 artists represented throughout both of our galleries from around the area, the region, and the country with over 100 pieces of artwork from a variety of mediums on display. So while they're coming out to enjoy the Mardi Gras celebration, you can be the first one to come in today and this evening and see the opening of this show, which we're very excited for. This is in honor of Dr. John Bauer and his wife, Edna Curry. We do this in their honor every year, and it's a great exhibit. It also has what we call a junior division, so we have youth artwork involved in it as well. And most of the entries are from our local high schools, which is really neat as well to see how talented these young people are. But the artists are represented from across the country. Art is shipped in for this exhibit. So I think folks will have a wonderful time enjoying the Mardi Gras event and also checking out our new exhibit that opens today. A couple of other things that I would like to remind our listeners too is that on February the 20th, which is next Tuesday, we're having our first Bauer After Hours event, and it's a paint night event. So if you want to come out for an evening of painting, wine, and creative food from 6 to 8:30, it's $25 per person. You don't have to come as a couple, but if you wanted to give it to your sweetheart as a Valentine's gift and then come out the next week and do some painting, you're going to also be creating some food and can also, if you choose to do so, enjoy some wine. And then our next concert on March 2nd is Barefoot Modern, and so we hope you'll check all that out. Here comes the train again. It's a busy day. So as I was mentioning, March 2nd, our next concert, Barefoot Modern. They are a pop indie rock. They do some covers from the Beatles and Queen and Led Zeppelin, but they also sing originals. And so we're very excited to have them join us in March. And as always, our classes are always enrolling for youth and adults, and you can check all that out on our website at bowercenter.org. Wilson, it was a pleasure to talk with you. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Awesome.
Look forward to seeing you tonight.
I will be there. So thank you all, and tune in next week for another episode of Behind the Bower. Thank you.